In this video, I'm revealing the 10 best Pokemon cards under $10. Though, before I get into this list, I'm thrilled to be gifting this Gem Mint PSA 10 Japanese Pikachu pre-order promo to one subscriber for today's video. Now, this sensational card was only available when pre-ordering the Scarlet and Violet video games back in Japan in 2022, and I actually got this copy graded as a 10 myself. Now, to win this card, all you need to do is create some valuable discussion in the video, and if I reply to your comment with this specific Milotic emoji, then you better get excited because you've got this PSA 10 card getting sent your way. And of course, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you on board. Now, before I go into this, I want to say don't be fooled with cheaper Pokemon cards because they can also explode in value. And by timing your purchases, you can actually be pleasantly surprised with the results. So over the last 2 years, I've seen the Pokemon market shift dramatically, and understanding when to buy is actually essential. Sometimes Pokemon singles cannot really be considered investments per se, but regarding budget collections and filling in a binder, you can actually be pleasantly surprised with some of these and their growth. Now, one key aspect of collecting Pokemon is being somewhat strategic with your purchases, meaning you want to ensure you don't overspend. And this isn't even Pokemon investing advice, right? This is just straight up advice for collecting in general. The hobby is crazy expensive as it is, and I'm going to reveal the best ways to collect on a budget a bit later on in this video. For now though, I'm about to reveal the 10 best Pokemon cards under $10, which you can take advantage of right now. So kicking off in the 10th spot, it is the Gloom illustration rare from Obsidian Flames. Now, this is actually one of my favorite cards from Obsidian Flames, and the price to get some skin in the game is incredibly reasonable. It's a sensational purchase for the budget-friendly collector, and it looks absolutely amazing in a binder. So it should be said that Gloom is actually quite a loved Pokemon, and it's an early Pokemon, right? So the artwork is a real big standout. This card's artwork honestly looks like a painting and is one that any collector would love to have in their collection. I kind of don't understand why Gloom hasn't increased in value. I mean, I know Obsidian Flames has really generous pull rates, but even with all that said, it still feels as if this card is just far too cheap. I mean, I don't expect a huge increase for this card anytime soon, though at the same time, I don't see it staying at this price forever either. Obsidian Flames is certainly drying up and the set is slightly lackluster, though even with all that said, I still think this Gloom has a spot in this list and is certainly one that any collector would love to add in their collection. Now, moving on to spot number 9, it is the Sleeping Mew from Crown Zenith. So Crown Zenith had this weird thing at the start of the year, okay? Everyone, including myself, thought Crown Zenith would just explode in value this year, and it had this small period in the middle of the year where all Crown Zenith singles started climbing in value, and it actually truly felt as if it was about to become one of the hottest Pokemon sets. Though, like all things when it comes to Pokemon cards, reprints and stock being flooded into the market is something that no one can really predict. And just like that, Crown Zenith stock was being flooded back into the market and heaps more stock was being released into the wild. Still, this Mew is amazing. Honestly, it's one of my favorite Mew artworks in all of the TCG, probably right after the Bubble Mew and the Mew from 151. Crown Zenith is filled with incredible artworks, and this is one of those cards that just stands out. Definitely keep an eye out for this card as it could become quite valuable. Now, moving on to the 8th spot is another Mew card, though this time it is the gold Metal Mew card from the Pokemon 151 Ultra Premium Collection. Okay, so it should be said that I'm a huge sucker for metal cards. I actually really love them. I think they provide a more sturdy aspect to collecting cards, and I actually try to get my hands on metal cards whenever I can. Now, PSA also grades metal cards, which they only introduced like a year ago, so it makes them quite collectible. Now, on top of that, metal cards grade very, very harshly, and they're very prone to damage and scratches, which is just super noticeable, right? Though this gold Metal Mew card is seriously awesome, and given the fact that there's only a few metal cards in existence at the moment, it may be a cool little collection to build up. Currently, I think we only have like 3 metal cards out there. You know, you got the Charizard and the classic Pikachu along with this Mew. So this Mew is most certainly a very affordable card, and it is a great pickup. If you can send this card in to get a PSA 10, you'll be laughing as it's a fantastic promo that is super under the radar. And you know, the 151 UPC is becoming increasingly difficult to find. And right now it seems that the print run is finished unless there's some sort of surprise reprint shortly, though it seems that these have had their time in the sun, so definitely keep an eye out for this metal promo card. Now, sitting at the 7th spot, it is the Machoke from Pokemon 151. This artwork is seriously amazing, and 151 is just so in demand. Man, like, There's so many people who want Pokemon 151, it's actually crazy. And if you're out of the loop, Pokemon 151 is the most in-demand set from the Scarlet and Violet era. It contains all the original 151 Pokemon, and it's just so heavily loved by collectors. To put things in perspective, if a store like Target or Walmart gets a random restock of Pokemon 151, it usually gets sold out within a few hours. Though this Machoke really is an amazing artwork and one that I truly find super undervalued at the moment. It's a sensational art and really has its own personality. Given that it is a Pokemon 151 single, it's safe to say that this will be a great pickup as the years go on. Many collectors will try to complete their Pokemon 151 master sets, so they're always going to be adding these to their list, so definitely keep an eye out on it. Now, sitting at the 6th spot, it is Porygon Z from Paradox Rift, and truth be told, this artwork is a contender for one of the best artworks of the Scarlet and Violet era so far. I'm honestly shocked how well priced this card is. It's seriously a bargain and an easy pickup for under $10. The artwork is super unique and I haven't seen a Pokemon card artwork in this style. So Paradox Rift is known to have pretty fair pull rates, though given how great this card's artwork is, this is just one easy card to add to your collection. I really rate this card and I think it could be a unique card in the future given its affordability. This is one of my favorite budget-friendly cards in the market right now. Now, moving on to number 5, it is Tatsugiri from Twilight Masquerade. Now, truth be told, I don't get this card at all because it doesn't make sense, because seeing how the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved is one of the most expensive cards in this era, you'd think such an amazingly unique card like this would take some sort of inspiration and follow some similar trend. Not to say it would be the same price as the Magikarp, but you'd definitely think that this would exceed $10. Now, obviously Magikarp has 9 generations of love behind it, and the artwork is much better, though I still think this Tatsugiri is an amazing artwork and deserves a fair bit more of a price for how good it is. Twilight Masquerade pull rates are horrible. It has some of the harshest pull rates within the Scarlet and Violet era, though I still feel this is an amazing artwork and one that looks really great in a binder. I personally love unique artworks like this, so for me, it's a no-brainer to add it into my collection. Now, moving on to the 4th best purchase under $10 is the Raboot illustration rare from Stellar Crown. Surprisingly, this Raboot didn't stand a chance to compete with the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle from Stellar Crown, and the other pre-evolutions completely took its thunder. I mean, maybe if this Raboot was a Score Bunny, it could be closer to the price, I don't know. But still, this card is ridiculously well priced and super undervalued. I really love this Raboot, and I was fortunate enough to actually pull this card myself when I ripped open Stellar Crown. And honestly, if you love seeing crazy pulls, then feel free to watch me rip open Stellar Crown in this video here. Honestly, it was insane. Though, when speaking purely from a value perspective, I feel this Raboot ticks all the boxes. You get a fantastic illustration rare at an incredibly attractive price point. It just doesn't make sense for how cheap it is. Now, sitting at number 3, it is Lumineon V from Crown Zenith. Man, honestly, what an amazing artwork. So I personally love fish Pokemon artworks. You know, you got this, you got the Magikarp, the Chi-Yu from Paldea Evolved, the Tatsugiri. I mean, they're all such great artworks, though something about them really stands out to me, and I feel Pokemon love creating them, right? The upcoming Feebas and Milotic artworks from Surging Sparks are also amazing. However, this Lumineon is such a great card. Crown Zenith's huge resurgence of stock has made singles incredibly affordable, and this one seems like an easy pickup while the pendulum is in the buyer's favor. I've always been a big believer in Crown Zenith, and I actually rated it as one of the greatest Pokemon sets of all time, and you can see where I placed it in this video here, where I ranked the 10 greatest Pokemon sets of all time. Though I really do think Crown Zenith will become one of the most loved Pokemon sets of all time, given how great the artwork is, how fun it is to open, and the fact that it is the final set of the Sword and Shield era. I really think it has a lot going for it. Right now, Pokemon is just printing Crown Zenith into the Shadow Realm and back, and I mean, we're at the end of 2024 and we still have more Crown Zenith products being produced, which is kind of crazy. Nevertheless, the next 3 or 4 years will be very interesting for this set. So I mentioned at the start of the video relating to collecting on a budget. One area that is super important is to not fall victim to the Diderot effect. This is essentially a phenomenon where one humble purchase can lead you into a spiral of consumption due to a constant level of dissatisfaction. It's important to be aware of this. If you're going to buy one card, you don't need to buy the booster box and a booster case and an ETB on top of that. Now, sitting at number 2, it is the Kingdra promo from Shrouded Fable. Now, if you watch my channel, you'd know just how much I love this promo. I mean, this specific promo did make it in my top 10 best promo cards video that I created, which you can watch here. However, this card is straight up fantastic. Now, in order to get this promo, it is only available through the Kingdra collection box. Now, usually I just believe in buying the promo box itself to get the promo cards because you get packs inside and all these additional bonuses. However, Shrouded Fable is quite lackluster, so I personally think buying this promo outright is way better. This promo feels like such a good standalone purchase, and it's not too expensive. I know a few collectors have loaded up on this promo and the Greninja because of how unique the artwork is, and I agree, it's actually really great. If you're looking for an easy pickup, this one seems super obvious. Now, sitting in the top spot at the moment for the best card under $10, it is the Infernape from Twilight Masquerade. I just don't understand how this card isn't at least $40. This is an iconic Generation 4 starter Pokemon. It's a final evolution, and given how popular Infernape is, it's crazy to think that this card isn't just exploding in value. Infernape, Empoleon, and Torterra are such amazing starter Pokemon with a huge fan base. It's even more strange when you think the Greninja, which is also a final stage starter Pokemon, is worth $300. I mean, sure, okay, it is a special illustration rare, so you'd expect a bit more of a premium because of that, though it still doesn't make sense for this Infernape to be under $10. Pokemon cards and their prices just don't make sense, and one question that some newcomers always wonder is, why are Pokemon cards so expensive? And more important, what actually makes some Pokemon cards worth so much? Well, the answer to that is more simple than you think, and I reveal exactly what that is in this video on screen right here. Within this video, I reveal the reason why Pokemon cards are so expensive and give clarity to that burning question. Click that video that's appearing on screen right now and we'll talk more about it there. I'll see you there.